Hello guys and welcome back to We Talk Boxing, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on last night's fight which took place between Gerard Anderson versus Andriy Rudenko. Now this fight was a 10 rounder which saw Gerard Anderson claim his 16th win, which puts him in good stead now within the rankings in the boxing division. He obviously faced how can I say it, a more rugged and tougher opponent in Rudenko, who hadn't really have been stopped, you know what I mean, in his boxing career. To date, he has got 7 losses on his record. One of them losses have now came to Gerard Anderson. But prior to that, he's only been stopped one other time, you know what I mean, within those like 6 losses, and that came back in 21 versus Renkov, which was, I guess, a fellow Ukrainian, and obviously he stopped Rudenkov. But prior to that, Rudenkov has been in there with some good formidable opponents. I'm going to name just a few of the people that he has been in there with, and these people that he's been in there with haven't managed to get him out there. They haven't stopped him. They've always gone the distance with him, you know what I mean? Even though the fights were in obviously Rudenkov's younger years, but doesn't really mean anything because realistically, if they couldn't stop him when he was younger, and obviously Gerard Anderson's doing it now, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a good baseline how we could kind of gauge realistically how Gerard Anderson's going to progress, hopefully. But some of the names anyway are Zile Zhang, Ajit Kabayel. You've got Povetkin as well, which again we all know how much of a big puncher Povetkin is. Huey Fury, part of the Furies, and Lucas Brown. Now these guys have all been in there with Rudenkov, and they've all gone the distance. Yes, obviously it was when Rudenkov was a lot younger, so he probably would have been a bit more durable then. But as I said, he's still boxing and he's still fighting against half decent opponents, and this was a bigger test for Anderson. And most people thought, you know, I mean, Anderson's chin potentially would have been tested within this fight, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It only lasted 5 rounds, and it was a brilliant fight. If you guys haven't watched it, I'd probably say go on YouTube and just type in this fight between Anderson and Rudenkov, and it's only 5 rounds, so you know what I mean. Realistically, there's not a lot to watch there, but it was a masterclass from Anderson. Again, big puncher, but he's also got good combinations and he's a good mover with his feet as well. He's quick and he's got power, and these are the skills which hopefully could take him forward, and maybe at some point could potentially fight for a world title. And we all know that the bigger boys in the heavyweight division, your Usyk, your Fury, your Joshua, Wilder, Zhang, Joe Joyce, Parker, all these guys are a lot older now, and it's only a matter of time, you know what I mean, before these guys hang up their gloves and the younger boys, the younger pups, fight for the titles. The heavyweight titles will become vacant again at some point, and if Gerard Anderson can continue to keep learning, keep developing his craft, improve on his weaknesses, then he will be one of the guys that will be the next top heavyweight boxer. Daniel Dubois again fought brilliantly yesterday against Usyk, and I have no doubt that he will be up there as well. He just needs to try and keep developing and improving on his weaknesses. But this fight against Rudenkov was brilliant. As I said, it was a masterclass performance, and he stopped him and he hurt Rudenkov a lot throughout the fight. And the finish wasn't the best finish, but you know what I mean, Rudenkov pretty much got stopped on his feet. I felt realistically he could have carried on. He could have tried to have battled it out a little bit. But the fight was only going one way, and it was only a matter of time in my eyes. Now, I'm not sure if you guys watched the whole event or if anyone saw any of the undercard fights, but on the undercard fights were Ajagba versus Kozabuski. I've probably butchered his name, but however, that Kozabuski guy was meant to fight Anderson. on Anderson's last fight, but obviously something happened. I think he couldn't get a passport or whatever it was, and that's where Anderson then fought Charles Martin. But that Kosabuski lost yesterday on a disqualification decision. He kept hitting Ajagba low to the groin, and the last shot that he hit him low to the groin obviously was blatant. It was right in front of the referee after he had like three or four warnings prior to that, and the referee just disqualified him. But prior to that, he looked okay. That Kosabuski, he looked like he's got some good skills. And I thought Ajagba handled himself fairly well. He looks like a good prospect as well. Still needs to develop, but again, Kostabuski can come back from this disqualification, and as well as Ajagba, these guys are potentially going to be the next future heavyweights once all the big boys kind of hang up their gloves. But I want to keep this short. I could go on for ages, but you guys let me know your thoughts. Did you watch the fight between Anderson versus Rudenko, and what did you think of it? What did you think of Anderson's performance? Did you watch the undercard fights with Ajagba versus Kostabuski? Let me know. Do you think that any of these guys could potentially be, let's say, a heavyweight champion in the near future within the next 24 months or 36 months? As always, guys, please subscribe. Bless.